of Honor not adhered to. This is a heck of a first-time matchup here on Ring of Honor.
And the finals are next week, Ian.
Oh! Ho, ho, ho. Oh! Bateman and Bandito. Some Chris Dickinson. This is the 5th qualifier. We'll see the 6th on week by week. This week cover up to the top in one shot. And the adrenaline kicking in. Shining Wizard plants Bateman. Looking for this is a kill. Bandito passed out the cards. And the dealer has Blackjack 21 Plex with the bridge.
That's it, rip it, body.
Bandito wins. There you see the World Television title. And it's Deppen and Williams. These two men clash. It was Deppen who captured the World Television title on Ring of Honor Television from Tracy Williams. Dropped down, Williams up and over though, leapfrog under. It was that night where it looked like Deppen would be Cinderella. It's Dragon Lee. Wow! And double suplex onto the floor. Irish whip into the rope, up and over. It's Deppen who spins him out, catches him with a knee. Flying maneuvers, what is he gonna look for here? Look at the speed! Wow! And the accuracy! Dragon Lee holds the wrist, spins him out on the shoulders as Williams and Dragon Lee lands with McCauley. Williams catches him! Oh! Legitimate claims to why they should be in the ring, competing for the title. It's Williams and Dragon Lee and Deppen, and it's Williams and Deppen now. Grabbing Deppen. What in the world? Wow! On that rattles the spine of Williams, but it's Williams firing back. Sends Dragon Lee inside out. Looking for the pile driver, looking to finish it here. Oh no! Really? And Todd Sinclair out of the way. And it's Deppen 2.
Wow.
3 counted. Fans, we gotta go. For Caprice Coleman, Ian Riccaboni. Happy wrestling, everybody.
I'm Quinn McKay, and today we'll see the final qualifying match in the 2021 Survival of the Fittest, as we will close the show with the professional Rhett Titus going one-on-one with Danhausen for the final spot in a 6-way elimination final that takes place this weekend on ROH TV, so definitely stay tuned for that. Survival of the Fittest was the winner of a poll on the ROH The Experience Facebook page that asked which of ROH's annual events fans would most like to see return in 2021. The 2021 field started with 12 wrestlers selected by the ROH Board of Directors who have never held the ROH World Championship and are not currently in the world title rankings. We've seen Demonic Flamita, Brian Johnson, Eli Isom, Chris Dickinson, and most recently Bandito advance to the finals. Let's go now to Bandito immediately after his victory against Bateman on the most recent episode of ROH TV. I'm Quinn McKay, backstage at Ring of Honor, and advancing to the Survival of the Fittest finals, Bandito. Bandito.
Hey, hello.
Hello, congratulations, first and foremost. Second, I'm going to level with you. There's every possibility, depending on how this bracket shakes out, that you could go on to face your former friend and tag team partner, Flamita, in this final. Are you prepared to go up against him and 4 other competitors simultaneously, if it comes to that?
I'm going to tell you in Spanish for Flamita, okay?
Thank you, please.
Flamita, tengo mi pase de eliminación. Espero que tú logres sacar el tuyo y no te metas en mi camino. Esta es mi oportunidad por el Ring of Honor World Championship y no la voy a desperdiciar por ti.
Personally, if I was Flamita, I would not stand in Bandito's way. Again, this weekend on ROH TV is the Survival of the Fittest final, and we'll see one man left standing, and that man will receive a future shot at the ROH World Championship held by El Toro Blanco Rush. Also on the upcoming episode of ROH TV, we'll see the violent feud between the Trend, Matt Taven, and the Righteous continue as Taven goes one-on-one with Vincent's monster, Dutch. Let's hear from both competitors right now.
Matt Taven, prepare for a main course of cruelty, because up to this point, everything has been but an amuse-bouche of violence. You're about to sample the fact that death walks. Tell him, Dutch.
Brian Zane backstage here at Ring of Honor, and my guest at this time, he's been going through a bit of a rough patch these last several months. He's got a big match tonight against Dutch, the Trend, Matt Taven. Now, Matt, I know I haven't been here too long, but the time I've known you, I know you've seen better days. You barely look like yourself anymore.
Dude, what? Like, what does it matter? Who cares? Like, I've worked my entire life for one goal, one thing, to be the Ring of Honor World Champion. That's all I've ever wanted to be. And Vinny knows how much that meant to me. He knows what it makes me breathe, what makes me tick, why I live. And I can't get away from this guy, man. I think I'm about to get another title shot. There's the Righteous. The OGK gets back together after 5 years. I waited 5 years for my friend to come back. There's the Righteous. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do, what to get. What I do know, I know this one thing is that it's got to end. Something's got to give. You know what I mean? It's me or him, or I can't live like this anymore. I thought we were going to move on, but every time I turn around, there's this Melvin. I begged, I pleaded, I just asked him. We've been friends. We were friends for 12 years. I told this guy, let's just settle this, man. Let's just settle this once and for all. Whatever's bothering you with me, whatever our personal problems is, let's just put this aside, settle this, go on our separate ways. But it won't happen. So if I have to wrestle Dutch, this big guy that threw me off a balcony, then so be it. Because this has got to end one way or the other. And usually this is where I'll say, because he is I and I am him and I'm Matt Taven, but really I don't care about that anymore.
He's a man at war with the Righteous, a war with Vincent, and maybe a war with himself, the Trent, Matt Taven.
Another match from the latest edition of ROH TV saw the Ring of Honor World Television Championship on the line in a triple threat match as Violence Unlimited's Tony Deppen defended against former champions Hot Sauce Tracy Williams of the Foundation and Dragon Lee of the Facción Ingobernable. Deppen was victorious after pinning Hot Sauce, but there was a challenge laid out after the bell. Let's take you back to that.
And it's Deppen 2.
Wow.
3 counting.
Wait a minute. He could have broke that up. I think he absolutely did.
The winner of this match, and still Ring of Honor World Television Champion, Tony Deppen.
But it's interesting to me because Dragon Lee, he was the man who could have broken things up. Dragon Lee, he's going to tell us here.
Did you miss me? Did you miss me?
The foundation's falling down, falling down, falling down. The foundation's falling down, down the rankings. See, it's not about who thinks they got the most honor, who thinks they're the most violent. It's about who's smart. So that brings me to you, Tony Deppen. Dragon Lee is now the #1 contender to that world television title. And if you're really a man and not the 97-pound sack of kangaroo crap that you most closely resemble, then you'll have no problems. You know what? I take that back. Screw that. We're not asking, we're not lobbying, we're telling you. At best in the world, you will put that title up against Dragon Lee. Or guess what? Right here. Then we'll just come to your crib, where you live, with your wife and your kids.
Wow.
And then we'll take it then. Buenas noches, perros.
You want now?
You want a war?
Now? You want now?
Let's go, come on.
Best in the world, or we knocking on your door.
He's so confident. He's beaten Deppen before. He thinks he can do it again and win the title back at Best in the World.
With that, the ROH Board of Directors have made the match. On Sunday, July 11th at Best in the World, live on pay-per-view and Honor Club, we'll see Violence Unlimited's Tony Deppen defend against former champion and member of the Facción Ingobernable, Dragon Lee. It's the first show in nearly 18 months with fans in attendance, and so far we have some major matches announced. EC3 battles the Mercenary Flip Gordon in singles action. Plus, Violence Unlimited's Brodie King goes one-on-one for the first time with the Foundation's Jay Lethal. Also, you'll see the technical beast Josh Woods face his mentor Silas Young in a last man standing match, plus so much more. It will be a 4-hour extravaganza, and remember, the first hour will be free for everyone to see. We'll announce more matches next week for the pay-per-view, but I have some big match announcements today. First off is a YouTube exclusive that premieres this Thursday, June 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern. It'll be a giant Pure Wrestling Gauntlet. The last Pure Wrestling Gauntlet received rave reviews, and you asked for another, and you're getting it. The winner of this Thursday's Gauntlet will shoot up in the ranks and potentially be on the list to get a shot at the Pure Champion. But who will the Pure Champion be at that time? Well, that will be determined by the huge Pure Championship match taking place on ROH TV in 2 weeks, as the Savage Weight, Fred Yehi, who won the first ever Pure Gauntlet and has been on an absolute roll lately, honestly, he will challenge ROH Pure Champion, the Octopus, Jonathan Gresham. This is sure to be a fantastic display of technical wrestling that you do not want to miss. Also something brewing that will come to a head in 2 weeks on ROH TV is, well, let's go to this.
So in case you missed it, Ring of Honor Television, them boys the Briscoes versus Flippin' EC3, and we got beat. And it's all thanks to this guy.
Man, come on, man.
Man, it is, but you
act
don't
like
got
I get hit in the head with a chain.
You should have ducked that chain,
had
man.
my back.
You should have got
Ho! Y'all ain't got this right yet. You're still at each other. I know how we're going to get it right. I'll tell you how we're going to get it right. Old school style, right here. Fight on the farm.
Damn right. Right on the farm it is.
In 2 weeks on ROH TV, it'll be a fight on the farm. At Papa Briscoe's request, Mark and Jay Briscoe will do battle once again, but this time from the chicken farm in their backyard in Sandy Fork, Delaware. This is sure to be something that will go down in history. It's gonna be real violent and probably super weird, so I cannot wait. I also can't wait for the upcoming ROH Women's Championship Tournament this summer. The tournament will be featured on ROH TV, of course, but every Wednesday is our Women's Division Wednesday on our YouTube page. And last week, we saw Roxy defeat Lainey Luck in a great match. On that episode, we also saw a couple more tickets to gold given out by Maria Kanellis-Bennett. Let's take a look at who's going to the tournament now.
Hello, this is Maria Kanellis-Bennett again with another Zoom, a ticket to gold for the Women's Championship Tournament this summer. And this next competitor usually has another female by her side. So we will see if she has what it takes by herself. And this next competitor is Mandy Leone. Hey Mandy, how are you?
Hi Maria. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. And even though I've had my disagreements with the allure, I do think it's very important to have you be a part of our women's tournament. So I am offering you a ticket to gold and to be an entrant in the women's tournament.
I mean, I already knew that, but okay, yeah, that's
I'm glad that you have that confidence. I mean, that's part of the reason why you've been able to sustain your career in Ring of Honor for thus far. So I'm glad you have that confidence. I'm sure you need to bring that confidence into the tournament. So thank you very much. I hope you have a great day.
Yeah, great call. Thanks, Maria.
But this next person, the fans chose. You guys voted the very most. Her name is Nicole Savoy, and I'll bring her in right now. I kind of got something exciting for you. The fans on The Experience overwhelmingly have been begging to see you, and they want to see you get a ticket to gold and be one of our competitors in the Women's Championship Tournament this summer.
Yo, let's go. All right.
Good. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience in Ring of Honor?
When I first started there, it definitely made me want to step my game up. Like, I would go back to training and be like, all right, look, I gotta work on some more stuff. Let's go. So, I mean, Ring of Honor has definitely made me want to push myself.
The tournament field continues to grow, and it's shaping up to be a hell of a lineup. Regardless of the fact that there are some unsavory individuals scheduled to appear. Not you, Nicole, you're awesome. Speaking of, Angelina Love has another match tomorrow on Women's Division Wednesday against Allie Rex. My prediction is that she'll cheat to win because that's what she always does, but good luck, Allie. Anyway, be sure to check out all of the stuff delivered to you by Ring of Honor. The ROH Strong podcast, hosted by Kevin Eck, airs every Monday, and this week's guest is none other than Papa Briscoe. He tells amazing stories about Mark and Jay's childhood, all they did since day one of their childhood to get into the business, how big of a role him and his wife played in supporting their dream of becoming the baddest tag team on the planet, his own childhood wrestling fandom, and how that love of pro wrestling and support of Mark and Jay led him to fulfill his own pro wrestling dreams in Ring of Honor. Plus, check out all of the great articles on ROHWrestling.com. ShopHonor.com for ROH merchandise, including Honor Pals. Yes, Honor Pals, and they're adorable. And they're selling like crazy, so, be sure to get yours quickly. And just because it's awesome, let's check out that Honor Pals commercial.
It's been fun playing wrestling with y'all, but we got something even better.
Honor Nation, it's the ROH Wrestling Honor Pals, the body slamming, drop kicking way to keep the fun going.
We need some tougher competition.
El Toro
Jay Driller! She's the new Honor Pals champion. ROH Wrestling Honor Pals. Bring home your favorite star at shophonor.com.
Just fantastic, as always. Now buy an Honor Pal. And now, it's time for the last Survival of the Fittest qualifier as the professional Rhett Titus faces Danhausen. Rhett is the only competitor in this year's field who has a prior Survival of the Fittest experience, and Danhausen guarantees something very nice and very evil. So let's do it. I'm Quinn McKay, and I'll see you next week on Week by Week.
Hello, yes, Danhausen here. Very nice, very evil, love that Danhausen, so on and so forth, etc., etc. Now that the formalities are done with, Danhausen has this Survival of the Fittest match coming up with one Rhett Titus, which Danhausen has fought before in a losing effort, unfortunately. And Danhausen actually has lost every single match since Final Battle. This upsets Danhausen because now his money sack is dwindling. All the money is leaving, and he must change this. So, perhaps it is time for Danhausen to be a little less nice and a little more evil.
The time for Survival of the Fittest is upon us, and Rhett Titus has been chosen to represent the Foundation in this elite tournament. And this ain't my first rodeo when it comes to Survival of the Fittest. This is what I believe my fifth Survival of the Fittest. Hell, I used to even be called Mr. Survival of the Fittest. I've been to the finals before and I've lived to tell about it, but I have never won the whole tournament. And the idea of winning this tournament isn't lost on me. Yes, I'm the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion, but I have never held singles gold, and this is the fast way to that belt. This is the fast way to restoring honor. This is the fast way to Roosh. But my first round opponent, Danhausen, I find you entertaining. I like you, you're very nice, very evil. But Danhausen, you're stepping in the ring with a pure freaking wrestler. And I don't plan on taking it easy on you because you're what's standing in my way. And when you're laying there with your makeup smeared all over the mat, just know it's nothing personal. It's just my profession.
Welcome, everyone, to Ring of Honor Week by Week. It is the sixth and final Survival of the Fittest qualifier in Riccaboni and Caprice Coleman. And this is a huge rematch, almost 18 months in the making, Caprice, between the only man in the field to have reached a final of Survival of the Fittest and the only man in the field to carry teeth.
This is a week-by-week exclusive match It is a survival of the fittest qualifying match, set for one fall, with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring, wrestling out of someplace far away, weighing at least 300 pounds, Danhausen!
Wouldn't it be something if Danhausen won this bout here today, went to Survival of the Fittest, won the title shot, won the world title? He'd have the blimp. He could dangle the world title outside the blimp, Caprice.
And it'd be in a Fithausen.
Dave Honor would certainly have to give in to every demand he has if Danhausen were to win here today and go on to the final of Survival of the Fittest and win there.
It's got to be part of the game plan, but this is the monkey wrench in the game plan. This is my favorite this whole tournament.
Sure is. The only man in the field to have reached a Survival of the Fittest final. He's the only man to get to the final and the only man who has a championship title heading into the tournament.
His opponent, wrestling out of Strong Beach Island, New Jersey, weighing 218 pounds. He is a co-holder of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship, representing the Foundation, Rhett Titus.
Over the last couple of weeks, Rhett Titus has had the professional emblazoned and embroidered on his ring jacket. This is because Rhett Titus is the consummate professional. He's willing to kind of turn the switch, flip the switch to get the victory.
That's right. He knows when to take it home. He knows when to turn it up. And I'm telling you, Rick Abani, Rhett Titus is here for a reason, and he's my favorite. He's my favorite in this whole. He's the fitness of the fittest.
Well, there you go. Danhausen very impressed by the physique and the championship of Rhett Titus. See our referee Becky taking the championship belt. You got to take care of the teeth. We learned out with that Destro Death Grip, PCO may be on the hunt for some teeth, and Danhausen, of course, aligning himself with PCO as of late.
You see Rhett's eyes. Rhett's, that's like warning. I know Rhett, man, like the back of my hand. Those eyes are like, I'm giving you a warning. You can come in here playing if you want to. I'll turn your lights out.
Rhett Titus, the devastating drop kick. It's been a nice go behind, high angle takedown, keeps the hands locked. Oh, a little bit of a gator roll there.
He tried to bridge on that. Rhett's trying to pin him.
Obey the rules. Nice.
Danhausen getting to the ropes quickly. See nice sportsmanship there from Titus and Danhausen. And of course the field, we talked about it, this is the final qualifier. Eli Isom, Brian Johnson, Flamita Bandito, and Chris Dickinson already have punched their ticket.
What are you thinking?
Danhausen is pretty strong. He's looking for maybe a German.
Base, though.
Yeah, a guy with the legs the size of Rhett Titus. And Titus, so strong, squats 500 pounds.
See how Titus is taking his time.
Oh! Dragon screw leg whip into the half crab. Going to the ropes here very quickly, smart move. I have to wonder, Chris Dickinson attempting a lot of those crabs. The Violence Unlimited, the Foundation.
Oh, man. There's so many matchups in this tournament that I want to see. And you just listed one of them.
Got him. Yes.
Handshake. The left-handed handshake.
Yes.
Danhausen caught with a head scissor there. Head scissor takeover. And right now, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Rhett Titus, outclassing in a wrestling way Danhausen.
Not only outclassing, but he's going to make Rhett mad. And that's the last thing Danhausen wants to do.
Oh, head stands out, rolls over, pressing up, grapevines the leg. And some impressive wrestling here from Danhausen.
Yeah, he's going to have to keep wrestling.
Side headlock here. Oh, great counter, immediately rolling, bridging out. Grabs a side headlock here. Rhett just kind of toying with Danhausen at this point.
Yeah, Rhett just went up a level.
Side headlock here, really wrenching it in, those bulging biceps. Putting a lot of pressure on the ear. Every time he squeezes the equilibrium, from Danhausen. That composition changes. Nice drop down, almost catches Titus. Titus off the ropes, leapfrogging a beauty by Danhausen. Danhausen now off the ropes, misses the right, does Titus. Catches Danhausen, tilt-a-whirl, up and over is Danhausen. Sent off the ropes, pop up, drop kick, sends Titus down.
There you go, Danhausen.
Danhausen very agile. Early in the match, he was trying to use some leverage points and some power. That's a mistake against Titus, but if he can drop kick him, if he can stick and move, he's got a shot here.
And the thing about it is, wow! Is he's announced as over 300 pounds, and in his head, he really believes that until he tries to take somebody off their feet.
Titus just toying with Danhausen at this point. Charging it, big boot! Big boot stops him in his tracks. Second rope on the inside. It's Danhausen with an opportunity here. Front face lock. Oh, tornado DDT countered. Body scissors takes Titus out.
Get back in. Come on, guys, back in the ring.
It's great awareness by Hausen, and I don't know if he did it intentional or unintentional, but to hook his feet there to grab the underarms of Titus.
Yeah, boy!
Jump! Oh! Delivers the knee.
Danhausen!
There he comes. Wow! We hear the 8 count from Becky on the inside. And it is Danhausen on the apron.
I love it!
Outside. He loves to go outside in with the German suplex. Standing switch. Rolls Titus up. Just a 1 count there. Nice drop down. Almost catches Danhausen. And Titus! Collapsing Danhausen.
What we call that is shutting down the momentum. Titus felt Hausen was getting too much there, and he wanted to find a way to shut him down and shut him down quickly. He's
neck breakers here.
These neck breakers are setting him up for the drop kick. Once he hits that head, the ricochet behind the drop kick is so much more impactful.
Hooks the leg here, cover, 2. A little nonchalant there by Titus.
Yeah, but in the way that Hausen kicked out, I feel like if Titus would have had more of a press on him, he might have gotten the victory.
The trouble with Danhausen, so many people take him lightly. He is an accomplished wrestler. We've mentioned it before. Training with Alex Shelley, training with Speedball Mike Bailey.
Yeah.
This man travels the world, one of the most in-demand wrestlers in the world.
Well, here's the thing. He's definitely an accomplished wrestler. He could back up what he's talking about. But when you come in the ring smiling, you got teeth, and you're going against somebody that's professional, then the professional's like, okay, you can play if you want to, but this is my job.
In the clutch, brings it back to his feet. These knees into the side of the head. Wow!
Ripped him off by the neck. That hurt his back, but it was also an extension of the neck breaker because the pull that he had to have with the neck. He's setting him up.
He loves that huge boot in the corner. The paint of Danhausen across the chest of Titus. Looking to charge in on Danhausen, nobody home. And Danhausen escapes disaster this time.
Red didn't hang himself, though. A lot of people, when they move out the way, they charge him. He's got a stick.
Oh, hooks his legs. 2. Oh, and he had those legs clamped tight. Wow. He had those legs clamped tight around Titus. Up and over. It's Danhausen looking for the roll, but Titus sacks him up. 2. Titus able to kick out. Danhausen, don't take him lightly. We've said it. We'll say it again. Oh.
Maybe that's the thing, too, is like Danhausen has this persona where people take him lightly, and then he turns up.
Training with Alex Shelley and Speedball Mike Bailey. Northern Lights pops the hips at Danhausen.
If you catch the look at the eyes of Danhausen, now Danhausen is putting it up a level.
Danhausen trying to catch lightning in a bottle here against Red Titus. The winner will clinch the 6th and final spot in the finals of Survival of the Fittest.
Did Titus take Hausen too lightly?
Shoulder to the midsection here. Danhausen up, over. Can he get it this time? Standing switch by Red Titus. Titus has him in, tries to roll him back. He does. Stacks him. 2. Danhausen able to get out. Almost catches Titus with a drop down. Pump kick. Pump kick by Danhausen. Charging in. Titus. Oh. Tilt-a-whirl almost into the DDT. Pops him out. Double knees, catches Titus, this could be it! 1, 2, Danhausen, no!
Wow. Danhausen showing the ability to think off of his feet. putting his knees in place for Titus' face.
Yes.
One of these men will have the opportunity to etch their name among the 13 wrestlers that have won Survival of the Fittest. 8 have those have gone on to hold or have held the Ring of Honor World Championship. Looking for the good Danhausen. He cannot get it. Standing switch. Pulls the leg. Red Titus charging in. Nobody home again. It's Titus with a snap German suplex. And Danhausen's game plan is bearing fruit right here, Caprice.
I can't disagree with you on that, Riccaboni.
Shot to the chest. And it's Danhausen.
Can he close the book?
Hooks the leg to Danhausen. No. Just a 2 count there. And will Danhausen etch his name among Adam Cole, Jay Lethal, and get to the finals of Survival of the Fittest? Go on to win it. Will we see world champion Danhausen? Oh! Oh! Backhand there. And Titus,
the belly to belly,
just tosses him.
The one thing that Rhett can do is he knows how to take it home.
Hooks the leg. 2. And again, I don't want to say it and disrespect one half of the World Tag Team Champions. He was looking at the camera. He was pressing up instead of down on that cover.
Well, Rhett's always the showman, but he feels like he has this in the book. Rhett's one is going to finish.
Drop kick sends Danhausen into the corner.
That drop kick, that's lights out.
Oh!
There's no coming back from that, Riccaboni.
Big boot. Danhausen out on his feet. Oh!
Yeah.
And he wants to make sure that he's defeated Danhausen.
Here it is. It's professional right here.
Leaving nothing to chance. Full Nelson has him up. Look at this. Swinging full Nelson.
That's it.
Into the kill. Clutch
oh my
Nelson.
God. He's going to break him in half. Look at his back.
Wow. Brett Titus. Very impressive submission.
The winner of this match by submission, advancing to the final of Survival of the Fittest, Brett Titus.
Brett Titus, the only man in the field to previously advance to a Survival of the Fittest final. He did it in 2010 by defeating Colt Cabana. And in 2021, Brett Titus has defeated Danhausen and advances to the final 6.
This is a totally different Brett Titus.
One half of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions will be among the final 6. There you see it. Flamita, Brian Johnson, Eli Isom, Chris Dickinson, Bandito, and Brett Titus were guaranteed to have a first-time winner. The winner will be guaranteed to be in the top 3 and have a Ring of Honor World title shot at their disposal. Danhausen back to his feet. Handshake extended, code of honor adhered to. And Brett Titus advances to the final of Survival of the Fittest. Fans, the final 6, Flamita, Brian Johnson, Eli Isom, Chris Dickinson, Bandito, and this man, Brett Titus. And you don't want to miss the finals of Survival of the Fittest. For Quinn McKay, Caprice Coleman, I'm Ian Riccaboni. Happy wrestling, everybody.
Now the struggle never stops, and as we know, we can't change that, but staying motivated.